You know, I still get chills thinking about that day in Willow Creek. This sleepy little town where everyone knows everyone's business or at least pretends they dowhin little Mia Thompson, just 15, stood there on the old county courthouse steps, her face all bruised up like she'd gone a few rounds with a storm, tears streaming as she clutched her phone, begging anyone who might listen to please, just help her, because inside that building her dad, Officer Jack Harlan, this so-called hero cop, with a chest full of medals from busting small-time crooks, was smooth-talking the judge into believing she was nothing but a troubled kid making up lies about the hell he'd put her through for years. Her foster mom, this kind-hearted woman named Sarah who'd finally given Mia a safe place after her real mom vanished under shady circumstances, everyone whispered Jack had something to do with it. But no one dared say it out loud. Well, Sarah got pulled over that morning on trumped-up charges, squad cars swarming her like wolves, hauling her away in cuffs just to keep her from testifying, leaving Mia all alone, invisible to the suits rushing by, their eyes glued to their briefcases like her pain was some inconvenient rain puddle. And man, that hit me hard even now, because Mia wasn't just scared, she was shattered, her whole world built on fear from a man who twisted his badge into a weapon, all because he couldn't stand losing control, couldn't handle a daughter who saw through his facade of the perfect family man, hiding his rage behind closed doors where he'd lash out over the smallest things, like a bad grade or a late chore, turning their home into a prison fueled by his ego and that unchecked power trip from years on the force. But then, out of nowhere, this big, burly guy named Bear, yeah, that's what they called him, with a beard like a wild bush and scars that told stories you didn't want to hear, twice he was just there paying off a speeding ticket. Nothing fancy. When he caught wind of Mia's whispers into that phone, her voice cracking like thin ice, and something in him just snapped, you know. The way it does when you've seen too much crap in life and decide enough's enough. Bear didn't hesitate. He pulled out his phone, thumbed a quick message to his crew. Courthouse. Kid in trouble. Now. And hell, you could have felt the earth rumble before you heard it. This low growl building from the horizon until 72 choppers came thundering down Main Street, chrome gleaming under the sun, engines roaring like a pack of lions claiming territory, bikers from all over, outlaws, steel wolves, even old rivals like the Thunder Vets parking in a blockade that shut down the whole block, dismounting in unison, leather jackets creaking, boots stomping like war drums. They weren't there for chaos. Nah, it was deeper than that. A lot of these guys had their own ghosts, abusive homes, lost kids, systems that chewed him. You panned Bear. He'd lost a sister to something similar years back. A cop who got away with it because of the blue wall. So this was personal, a chance to flip the script on the kind of bully who'd hide behind authority. Mia froze at first, shrinking back as they approached, these tattooed giants with shades hiding eyes that had seen hell. But Bear knelt down real gentle, his voice gravelly but soft. Hey kid, no one's laying a finger on you today, not while we're here. And just like that, she let out this breath she'd been holding forever, a flicker of trust in those wide eyes. Viper, this silver-haired vet with a limp from Nam and a cane that doubled as a statement, stepped up to the guards blocking the doors, tapping that cane sharp on the stone. She's family now, all 72 of us. Got a problem with that? And the security guys, they stammered into their radios but backed off, because what do you do against a wall of resolve like that? Inside the courtroom, Jack sat smug in his pressed uniform, medals winking like lies under the lights, whispering to his slick lawyer about how Mia was just acting out, rebellious teen stuff. But when those doors burst open and the bikers filed in, filling every bench, the air got thick, whispers dying, the judge's gavel hovering midair like he'd forgotten how to breathe. Jack's face went from cocky to cornered real quick, barking, "What the hell is this? You can't just barge in here. These thugs are intimidating the court." But Bear shot back calm as steel. "Thugs? We're the ones protecting truth while you bury it under your badge." And the room tensed. Mia sitting there trembling but straighter now, with Viper's hand light on her shoulder like an anchor. That's when Alex Rivera, this sharp-as-a-knife attorney who'd heard about the case through back channels, turns out she had her own beef with corrupt cops from defending folks in similar spots, strode in, slamming a fat folder on the table. "Your Honor, new counsel for Mia Thompson, and I've got the receipts. Hospital records, x-rays of broken bones he called accidents. Audio of him snarling threats like, "You'll end up like your mom if you talk, want me to play it for the whole room?" Jack lunged up, veins popping. Lies. She's been brainwashed by these lowlifes. But Mia, oh man, she found her voice then, standing shaky but fierce. "No one's brainwashing me. Dad, you did this, remember? Snapped my arm over a C on a test. Made me kneel on gravel till I bled. Held my head under bathwater till spots danced in my eyes. All because you couldn't stand not being the boss. Couldn't admit your perfect image was cracked." The courtroom gasped. Jack twisting red-faced, charging forward with a roar. "You little," but Viper's cane swept low, tripping him flat on his ass. Uniform rumpled, dignity gone, and 5 bikers stepped up, not touching him but looming like shadows, Bear muttering. "Tripped on your own ego, looks like." Finally, years rolled on after that thunderous day. Mia safe with Sarah, the bikers showing up like guardians, Bear escorting her to school when patrol cars lingered too long. Viper chatting up nosy neighbors till the whispers died in. The story exploded online. Viral clips of the bikers stand, funds pouring in for her future, even sparking probes into rigged courts favoring badges over kids. Mia grew into this force, learning to ride from the crew, wobbling at first but grinning wide by summer's end, founding Guardians on Wheels to link bikers with abused kids nationwide, turning her scars into shields for others. Jack, rotting in prison for 25, stripped of everything, just another number. His power plays biting dust. But here's where it gets tricky. 2 years later at the Willow Creek Harvest Fair. Mia back on stage, leather jacket patched with Angel's Guard, calling out the town for looking away back then. And those 72 bikes roared in again, circling the square, Bear grabbing the mic. "You ignored her once, won't happen again." Forcing folks to clap, to face their shame. But not everyone's cheering. Some mutter about vigilantes overstepping, how the system's flawed, but bikers ain't judges, sparking debates on whether rough justice like that heals or just breeds more chaos. What do you think? Was it right for them to storm in, or does it blur lines we need? Drop a comment. Share your take on real justice versus the law, or if you've seen community mending like this, hit subscribe, bell on. Let's talk these stories that flip worlds upside down.